From the home of peace and tourism. Today happens to be Tuesday, the 4th day in the month of June, the year 2024. Iji Adamu is my name. Could be if you like, can help you just fine. Unity Trend has 3 segments to it all. The first 30 minutes is review, and the second is transit. The last is interactive. That's what we call it, where we get to allow our listener and viewer to join the entire conversation and in fact take the lead. Okay, as usual, I don't do this alone. I do it with you, and of course in the studio I have Barrister Paul Zaruma, that one person who believes in an objective analysis, and so he's in the studio and he's coming your way with nothing less than a big good morning to our listener and viewer. Barrister?
A very big good morning to our listeners. Depending on where you are receiving us to, listeners and viewers, good afternoon, good evening. I hope you are all doing well. We encourage you to join us in both Unity FM and TV in this wonderful program. And as you stay tuned, remain blessed.
All right, that's lovely. So remember, security is everybody's business. So do what you ought to do to make sure that you have been able to protect yourself in some way that you ought to. And again, make sure that you do what you have to do again to ensure tolerance and sustainable, peaceful coexistence on the plateau, Nigeria, and beyond. This is because what we promote on this platform is peaceful coexistence. And so, let's begin to do what we are here to do. Barrister, yesterday I was at the Jos Main Market, an ultra-modern market in Jos, the largest indoor market in the city of Jos, and the largest in West Africa. I monitored that if compliance about to clear traders off the street or the road, if we would have 100% compliance, the city will again be very, very good looking. The little, maybe to my own, I would say what I observed is somewhat 40% compliance. But even at this stage, you could see that the beauty of that place is coming out. And I was just standing and watching and just hoping and praying that there will be 100% compliance. Let's support the government of today and see what Plateau becomes, and not only just, but the entire Plateau. That's what I see. I don't know if you were there anytime lately.
Jos Main Market is a historic market, very strategic, built in the center of the town. And visionary and futuristic. You know, we still posthumously celebrated the leaders that came about the idea of Jos Main Market. They are great leaders, they have great minds, they have the larger interests and the future of Plateau at heart. It is quite unfortunate that the environment of the market has become an eyesore. The market was strategically planned that provisions were made for enough shops, and then there was a tower at the center, which tourists can view the entire city from that tower. At that time, you pay a token to view the entire city through that tower. And then you will also have provision for a short a clinic, even though it's just close to Jute, but there was a provision for clinic,
yes, for emergency,
yes. You know, and then also provision for police station, and then they also have provision for fire service department. You know, it was a wonderful market. It got burnt sometimes early 2000 in a mysterious circumstances.
Yeah, I think
government set up a committee.
Maybe
no, not 14.
Yes, there was fire incidents, I think twice or so before.
Oh yeah, but the one that brought down the market was sometimes around 2001, 2002.
Yes, 2001.
So it's in between 2000. I think it's around 2002, around January, February 2002. I can't remember the exact date, but it was surely around 2002 or thereabout.
Yes.
Now, you know, it got burnt in a mysterious circumstances. Some people say they had the sound of explosive, and so on and so forth. So government set up a commission of inquiry to inquire into the remote and causes of the fire. Even though the report has not been made public, but obviously the report was politicized, which is quite unfortunate. That has also always been the case. In this part of the world, we politicize almost everything.
Yes.
And that is what make the report was not made public. I remember sometimes some people want to do a research about what led about the circumstances that led to the burnt of the market, and the government didn't allow them access to the information. I don't know why there was such information I kept secret, even against the Freedom of Information Act. It is quite unfortunate that today just market has become what it has become. I remember when I was in primary school, we used to go to Just Market. We would see a lot of foreigners. In fact, people from African countries will come. And it is a wonderful market. People all over the country used to come to Just Market. Just Market was the center of attraction. And I can say it authoritatively, also arguably, that it was when Just Market got burnt that we started hearing the noise about Kantin Kwari in Kano, and we started hearing those things. And if you go to Kantin, yes, arguably, yeah. Yes. Yeah, because people used to come to Jos from Ghana. You could see people from Togo. Some Ghanaians will come, plait. The people from Togo will come with their own Ankara, and then they also used to come and plait. People go there to plait their hair. If you want Senegalese style of hair,
yes,
you want Ghanaians. Yeah, that was the beauty. Yes. You see different people from different. You see Negroes from different part of the world. Sorry for using that word. You see different people from all over the world.
Yes.
So you can see, you know, at that time when Just Market was Just Market, what is Kantin Kwari? What is this thing? We know that Kano is the business hub of northern Nigeria during the Granite Pyramid and whatever. But when you talk about strategic market, Jos was the headquarter. Even at that time, we don't have an international airport. We didn't have international airport. Okay. Even as the case it is today, we don't have an international airport. Even though the government is pushing for an inland dry port, which will be a very good development for us.
Yes, well, this conversation about terminals actually is just to establish the fact that if we would obey and give some sort of 100% compliance to government instructions or need instructions to have clear traders off the street, I think Jos is already heading towards being that good-looking state again. So that is it.
And I think we also want to encourage the government to rebuild that market. It's very important. If we rebuild that market, we wouldn't be having all this cat and mouse every day running here and there in terminals. The government should think outside the box, and we pray that God will give them the wisdom to rebuild the market.
Yesterday,
it's really symbolic. It was apart from the strategic economic role the market play in Plateau State, it was also adding. It was one of the tourist hub in the country.
Yesterday, I patronized someone. He was actually, mounting his truck, the barrel, okay, just around where it has been given for traders to actually go and sell their stuff. I patronized him, and he said they were told that the security agents would come, and someone called to tell them that they were on their way coming, and so everyone had to just run and leave that place. But then I asked him, why would you continue to be out here against instructions, against the law, against what the government says? He says the reason is because some few individual traders will always again go back to the street. And when they go there, the few that are in the place where the government instructs that they should be, there will be no market, no patronage for them. And so they will be forced to, again, go to the streets too. So I think, first of all, I saw a number of people, even coppers, you can see, patronizing, buying from traders, still selling on the street. So you can see. Now, apart from the traders themselves, those who stop by to buy, even on the streets, I think something should be done to help the marketers, the traders, to now go back to where they're supposed to be. And then maybe you just look at compliance to the strike action that is going on too. There's also something a bit unfortunate happened yesterday in the city of Jos, that the labor officials, while observing the usual walk to a particular place, were being attacked. I don't know how severe that is. So I don't know.
Yes. When I saw the headline, I was disturbed because I was wondering why would just always be on the headlines for negative reasons, particularly what has become the trend recently. However, further inquiries revealed that the attack was as a result of a mistaken identity. What led to the attack is not really that the TUC and labor leaders went to the NTA park for enforcement purpose, and then they were pelted with stones and other objects. Some of their windshields were broken, and about 4 people sustained serious injury because they were rushed to hospital. And then the leaders were curious about what actually happened, and then they pressed forward, and it was further revealed that it was as a result of mistaken identity that there has been a lingering dispute between the NURTW and the managers of that motor park.
All right. So
it has been a dispute of over 15 years now.
And it's still there.
So it is there. And the dispute is for superiority and ownership of that park. So when the enforcement team were coming, the managers of that park thought it was NURTW members that were coming. It appears there was a communication gap. So when they saw them, they mistaken them for NURTW members, and they started pelting them, which is quite unfortunate. Even if at all there is a dispute between them, I think there is a better way of settling it than approaching it in a rancorous circumstances like it happened yesterday.
Yes,
so we wish those that sustain injury a quick recovery. They are just leaders that are trying to play their role as leaders, but unfortunately they became victims of an unfortunate circumstance.
All right. We would just look at how this nationwide strike has affected the individual. Yesterday, even as a station, we had to just end broadcast somewhat around 4 p.m. So you can imagine it has affected almost everyone. And you can see a number of mobile phones brought to these very organizations this morning. It tells you.
Including mine.
Including your own phones too.
Including mine that were in Ban A.
So you see, I think I brought one extra phone to this station today just because if the phone should be left at home, there is no hope that it will be, powered anytime soon. So I had to bring it here even this morning. So you can imagine. So everybody is in one way or the other being affected. I was in the market. The traders, those who were selling, were all complaining because there was no patronage, no sales at all, according to them yesterday. So this is one thing truly you begin to wonder if this will continue, how will it be like? And Labour will not, in their right senses, would love to do this. That is why it's always the last thing Labour will want to do, because it comes back to the ordinary Nigeria.
Yes, I just pray that the outcome of this strike action would also benefit the common man on the street. I just pray that the dividend of the strike or the positive outcome should not only terminate with government workers, That is my earnest prayer. And then when you look at some of the items being highlighted, tariff hike, salary increase in terms of minimum wage and other factors, you could see, yes, of course, it has a way of affecting the common man in the street, either directly or indirectly. But it would be quite unfortunate and deplorable if Labour terminates the strike like it has been the case without necessarily achieving the aims, because we can see that a lot of people are bringing in their opinion, and some people are bringing in sentiment, primordial sentiment, a lot of primordial sentiment. There are some leaders that are voicing their voices and saying, okay, let's look at this and look at that. There are some that are advising that the strike should be suspended because of the Salah that is around the corner. Like this man, Ishaq Akintola of Murik. He said that he is suggesting that the strike should be suspended because of Salah that is around the corner. And then some people are also of the opinion that even if the strike is not suspended, Nigerians are passing through serious hardship, so much that they cannot even afford a ram for the liar. So you can see the jeopardy, the double jeopardy that many Nigerians have found themselves as a result of the hardship. Some people are of the opinion that even if the strike is not suspended, that the excruciating difficulty and challenges that Nigerians are passing through, they will not celebrate the Salah happily. So some people are of the opinion that the strike should continue, and when the Salah is just around the corner, they can suspend the strike. So there are different opinions. Even the Sultan came out yesterday to urge leaders, His Eminence, came out to urge the leaders to consider suspending the strike, as the strike may cause further hardship to Nigerians and may plunge the country into a terrible and a deplorable stage. So many things are coming up. Opinion leaders are coming up and saying, please, why can't we call off this strike? And then for all the people that gave opinion, the leaders of the country, people were telling them, like for the Sultan, some people said, okay, some leaders of opinion, like somebody like Sheikh Humadi was saying, why won't the Sultan talk to the president to do something about the suffering that the people are doing? Why is he talking about the reaction of the people to the suffering instead of addressing? So as long as Sheikh Humadi is concerned, in his opinion, is that some people are just addressing the symptoms, but they are not addressing the cause. So that telling people to call call off the strike is addressing the symptoms and not really addressing the cause. So they are calling that of leaders to jointly lend their voice to the president and mount pressure on our political leaders to cut their expenses, to check, to look inward and see how they can be able to resolve the problem, so that the suffering of people will be alleviated.
Barrister, now, just again, looking at probably the ongoing negotiation, the tripartite committee, having, negotiations still going on about this nationwide strike. Some people seem to already lose confidence on labor, of course, the organized unions, to drive, to pursue or to push on their demands and until it is made. And some are saying the hardship is already on the citizens, and so somehow there is no need again that with this strike, there is hardly any politician that is feeling like the common Nigerians. And so again, you are put in a position where A or B is still dilemma, so to say. Whichever you choose is not good. So you have to choose between two uncomfortable situations. But a larger people are of the opinion that this strike should not for any reason be compromised. That labor should stand on their feet and continue until these demands are made, at least reasonably. So, what do you see? Do you feel like...
Yes, there is this popular saying that was made popular by Dino Melai. He said, that if you talk, you die, and if you don't talk, you still die. You will
Yes.
die anyway.
Yes.
So if Nigerians react, the hunger if Nigeria react, you know, they will sit there anyway, but at least they have reacted, and possibly something will come out of it. But if you don't react, and there is this other popular saying that Nigerians are the only citizens that if you push them the wall, instead of pushing back, they will jump across the wall. Yes, so you can see, but this time around, Joe Ajiru and co are telling Nigerians that we are going to change the narrative.
Right, okay.
Nigerians should be able to react. Nigerians should be able to put something down. There are governments can change policies. You know, we have had instances where they pressurize government to make U-turn. We have had instances where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself participated when Goodluck had wanted to increase the pump price of fuel sometimes during his regime. He participated, President Buhari participated in that protest. The likes of Adams Oshomole were very active in that protest. The likes of Nasiru El-Rufai, they were active. In fact, there is this funny woman, and somebody, Enoche. She was very vocal, but I'm surprised that this time around she is justifying everything that is happening. So you can see that it's quite unfortunate that when we have position. I remember Matthew Kuka once said that he has a friend that used to criticize government just like we do here.
Yes.
And then they gave him appointment somewhere in Abuja. And then when he kept quiet, and then Matthew Kuka called him and said, "Hello, my friend, I've been enjoying your programs. You have been talking very well, but today you are in Abuja. We expected much more from you, because to whom much is given, much is expected." And his response to Bishop Kuka, he said, you know, when you come to Abuja, you learn table manners. When you are eating, you don't talk. So you see, these are some of the unfortunate mentality that we have to punch up. We have to tell the world that in Nigeria there are people of integrity. Yes, there are.
There are.
Yeah,
there are.
So there are.
I stand
you know,
with
I keep on saying that we keep on celebrating people like Dora Akunyili posthumously. This is a woman of integrity. She stood on ground. We still have those who are alive that, yes, they did very well. Today, after the Dora Akunyili left NAFDAC, are you hearing about NAFDAC again? You remember when Nuhu Ribadu was in EFCC, the prosecution, the investigation, the judgment that the government we are getting, the high-profile prosecution, high-profile judgment. But today, you see as if EFCC is gradually shifting its mandate to focusing on Yahoo. Even though we are not saying that Yahoo is good, we encourage them to fight Yahoo. It's a terrible thing. It has done a lot of damage to Nigerian international image. But at least if we are able to deal with the bigger Yahoo that is dealing with our economy, that is dealing with our well-being, that is dealing with our territorial integrity, which is corruption, I think that will be better. I think, and also I strongly believe that was the primary essence of EFCC. All those other things they are pursuing is secondary and tertiary, as the case may be.
Okay, EFCC was established mainly to deal with
corrupt politicians. And corrupt official holders. Yes. Those other Yahoo pursued and other things are secondary purpose for the EFCC. But now it seems that they have turned they are putting the cart before the horse.
All right. It seems like Barrister, you believe that the labor union leaders seem to stand, and you feel there is no reason to doubt their strength this time to pursue and make sure that their demands are made. Yeah, they are standing firm, they are doing well, they are pushing, and you know, they had an emergency meeting yesterday. They brought a lot of fierce and stern-looking military men to surround the meeting venue. I don't know whether the presence of the military there was to provide security or to intimidate anybody, but we are telling the labor leaders not to be intimidated. Results should come out of this strike. But if they left the strike half-baked without any result, then it will be quite unfortunate. Yes, it will be unfortunate, and I believe that whenever they call strike, Nigeria will not take them serious. And then it's quite unfortunate the regime of Ayuba Waba didn't do
a lot. In fact, the regime of Ayuba Waba was a disappointment, was a disgrace, and was a terrible regime as long as labor is concerned, because the government of Buhari get away with almost everything, and that is why today you see even Tinubu himself is finding it very difficult. And then if we don't get it right now, I don't think we will get it right anymore. Yes.
So yes, Barrister considers this like one good opportunity for us to get it right, and which of course is lovely. Nigerians are going through hardship, either without the nationwide strike, and that's what it is with us. But then let's continue to trust God, let's continue to press demands, let's continue to be vocal, let's continue to speak. That is why this platform is there for you, our listener and viewer. We will be going for a very short commercial break, and when we come back, we'll take the ride into another dimension, and I'm sure you would enjoy it. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It a kill love, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Unity. Unity TV.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was saying things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your time?
Thank you so much for staying tuned with us on Unity 93.3 FM. It's Tuesday. What a wonderful day. God has always been faithful. Okay, and so today happens to be the 4th day, remember, in the month of June. Just like yesterday, we were Happy New Year, and here, the month, the year has come to its half already. And so you turn to Unity 93.3 FM, the voice of reason. And we're reaching you live from the home of peace and tourism. Barrister Paul Zaruma has been in the studio, and right now we are being joined in the studio by Professor Paveno H. Mayi. And so I'll let him say a very big good morning to our listener and the viewer. Remember also that your goals issue would come your way even right now.
Thank you, Kobe. Good morning, Kobe. Good morning, Barrister.
Good morning.
Viewers and listeners, beautiful good morning to you. If you're in other parts of the world that is not morning, then good afternoon and good evening. It's a beautiful day, wonderful day, fantastic day. And I hope that you're doing very well, especially with your goals for 2024. The year is moving very fast. Before you know it, we'll be talking about the end of 2024 and ushering in a new year 2025. So how far so far? Have you gone with those visions, dreams, objectives, goals, the house you wanted to build, the marriage you were planning for? What about the book you were writing? What about the song you wanted to release, or the new job you wanted to get, or that travel, that journey, that trip somewhere in the world you wanted to go to? What about that new skill you wanted to learn, new trade, new investments that you had planned for 2024? How far so far have you gone? Remember, your goals, your objectives, your visions, your dreams must be smart. Smart means they must be specific, they must be measurable, must be achievable, must be relevant, and they must be time bound. And you know what? While you are pursuing these goals, it is not as if it's going to be a bed of roses. There will be opposition. There will be difficult times. There will be challenging times. There will be hindrances. In fact, there will certainly be resistance from different quarters. But your persistence will break every resistance. Remember that genius is 1% inspiration, 99% perspiration. Thomas Edison, who said that, used to sleep only 4 hours in a day. He was persistent. He was determined. He never gave up. He was relentless. So perspire to acquire your goals in life. In case it seems as if you are not acquiring, don't stop, don't retire. Refire, refire, refire. Keep refiring again and again. Don't you dare give up, because winners don't quit. Quitters never win. Things may be hard and challenging in Nigeria and around the world, but remember that tough times never last. Only tough people do. So keep on pushing on. Keep on soldiering on. You will get to that great destination that you've set for yourself. And while you pursue your goals for 2024, please remember to be the change that you want to see in the world.
All right, be the change that you want to see in the world. This morning on this very segment of Unity Trend, this lovely Tuesday, it's minimum wage, or the plight of Nigerians. That's what we have for a topic even on this very segment, the plight of Nigerians. And would, of course, be looking at minimum wage, we'll be looking at the difficulties, the economic hardship, some would call it economic crisis. So, generally, the plight of Nigerians as it is at the moment. So, Prof won't be resting anymore after I drop. He would again take the right at this moment. Let's just see, Prof. What do you think would be the plight of Nigerians?
Well, I can tell you that Nigerians in this difficult economic situation are really crying out. Lamentation upon lamentations. If you write the book of lamentation of Nigerians, you have Lamentations chapter 1, Lamentations chapter 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 20, 30, 50. It will be the longest book, the longest chapters you'll find in any holy book or any novel. Because Nigerians have been lamenting, have been crying since the 60s.
So Lamentation chapter 1, Lamentation... First lamentation, second lamentation.
It will have more than 60 chapters. Because remember, the first coup d'etat in Nigeria, January 1966, led by Kaduna Ziyogu and co., was because of lamentations and cries. They felt that the civilian government was not doing what they were supposed to. And they decided to violently and brutally overthrow that government. That first generation politicians, that government that was brutally crushed, overthrown, removed by Kaduna Ziyogu and co. If you compare them to today's politicians, that first generation are angels. But yet Kaduna Ziyogu and co and others considered that they were corrupt. I still have the speech delivered by Kaduna Ziyogu in January 1966, what he said, that they were corrupt, that there was nepotism, there was bigotry, there was incompetence, and so many things,
Nepotism again.
You can imagine, as fantastic as those first generation politicians were, they were accused of being corrupt. They were accused of nepotism and other things. But yet, if you compare them with the present generation politicians, those first generation politicians are angels. Why? Tafawa Balewa, when he was killed, when he died, he didn't have any mansion in Lagos or Abuja. Tafawa Balewa has just a small house in Bauchi State. In fact, the government had to help to take care of his widow and his children. He had just I can't remember the figure, is it 433 naira or something in his account. In fact, he was indebted. When he died, he had debts that he had not paid.
Not for the country, but for
his personal debts
yes.
that he has not paid. I think the English people said debts, so we should not pronounce them debts.
Yeah.
Now, Samadu Bello, the same thing. There is nothing you will see that they enrich themselves. But yet they were accused of many things. And yet Nigerians from that time said that they are not enjoying the plight of Nigerians. Started from that time suffering hardship, difficulties, and all manner of things that brought about the second coup 6 months after the first one. It was also brutal. And then we went into the Civil War in 1967. And after the Civil War, having the longest regime in the history of Nigeria, General Yakubu Gowon, who is still here with us, probably one of the few surviving members of that first generation. He and Olusegun Obasanjo was also in the army since that time, and a few others like IBB and the rest of them. And since then, the plight of the Nigerian has been wars, has been difficulties, hardships, it has been debt, it has been incompetent governments, it has been corruption, it has been all manner of things that each government that comes will tell Nigerians, just be patient, Nigeria will be better. In fact, just endure the pains and then I will smile tomorrow. The same thing was said during Yakubu Gowon's time. The same thing was said during Murtala Mohammed's time. The same thing during Obasanjo's time as military leader, Shagari's time. And when Buhari came back again as a military leader in December 1983 to January 1984, he even made it a song, and made it that war against indiscipline. Let's be patriotic Nigerians. We have no any other country but Nigeria. Let's stay and salvage it together. Let's not run out of the country. I still remember the famous Andrew on NTA. That Andrew was a Nigerian who was packing his things, and he was screaming and shouting and walking along the airport to board the flight, and he said, "Hey man, I'm checking out. I'm tired of no water. I'm tired of no electricity. I'm tired of you can't even have any good services. I'm leaving the country." And then somebody just stopped and said, "Andrew." I still remember vividly. Nigeria is our country. We don't have any other country but Nigeria. Let's stay here and salvage it together. We've stayed here for donkey years. Nothing has changed. It has gone from bad to worse. The military administration of Major General Muhammadu Buhari, December 31st, 1983 to 27th August 1985, that military administration, if you compare it with his civilian government as president, that military administration was paradise for Nigerians. Of course, it started with some little challenges here of essential commodities and people queuing up and all that, but the economy was fantastic. Security was fantastic. In fact, that time Metasine attempted to misbehave in Jimeta and Meduri, and they were brutally crushed within a few days. Today, for more than 10 years, we are trying to crush insurgents, and we are nowhere near the end of the crisis. Now, so you see that the plight of the Nigerian is multifaceted. Let's talk about the current trending matter that has to do with the economy that has led to the current strike by labor. Now, the United Nations said no human being should be living on less than $2 a day as a human being. If you are a human being, you should not be living on less than $2. If you are living on less than $2, you live on less than $1 a day. That is extreme poverty. But what is Labour asking for? Labour is asking for what some people used to feed their dogs in a month. In fact, some even spend more. Go to the market and try to buy dog food and let them tell you the price of a bag of dog food. Just go and try it today and see. And if we just take the barest minimum on earth recommended by the United Nations, $2 a day per individual, and then you have a family, an average family of 6, and that is father and mother and 4 children. Now, $2 for each of these 6 will be $12 a day. Take those $12 and multiply it by 30 days. And then multiply it by the current exchange rate of the naira to the dollar. You will not be having anything less than 300,000. It is more than 300,000. Maybe Barrister can calculate it for us if you have a calculator on your phone and see. So $12 a day for a family of 6 multiplied by 30 days in a month. And then you multiply by 1,400 or 1,500 US dollars. So Labour is not even asking for much. They're asking for the barest minimum on earth. If we take that figure, the federal government of Nigeria negotiations should be beginning from around 360,000 naira. That's where we should start from and ask the federal government of Nigeria that how much can you add to 360,000 naira? How much are you going to add to it? Let's start negotiation from there. But Our tripartite committee representing the federal government of Nigeria is talking about 60,000, that is what they can give. And last night's emergency meeting that took 6 hours plus, people meeting in the night. I mean, why do we leave things to the last moment and then we're meeting in the night as if it's a cult group? And we're meeting at night to discuss issues, and then, people get tired and so frustrated, and they can just go into some agreements even without thinking about it. Maybe they gave labor representatives a lot of pepper soup to take, a lot of chicken to eat, and all that. For instance, I'm just imagining. And they had a wonderful time and laugh and say, okay, we're going to sign an agreement and then meet our people.
Will they still?
What is the agreement could be? There is nothing on that piece of paper that they signed. What they signed there is not worth the paper on which it was written. This is the agreement. That is Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the President of Nigeria, and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, is committed to a minimum wage of more than 60,000. What is that?
Vague.
It's very vague. So if they say today 60,200, it's more than 60,000. Or they add 500 to it, take 60,500 naira.
Bro, they can even add some kobos.
They can even add some kobo to it. It is more. Because he says he's committed to a minimum wage of more than 60,000 naira. So what is that? It's vague, ambiguous. Not what the paper on which it was written. And based on this, labor should go and meet, their various, unions, and then agree on whether they will call off the strike. We are waiting for them. I don't know whether they have started addressing the press now, whether they will call off the strike. Now, but it is going to be really unfortunate if based on this agreement that is no agreement, based on promissory notes, labor calls off the strike. Like I heard Barrister saying while I was driving to this studio, it will be unfortunate. It will be very difficult for us to trust our labor leaders again. Because at this point, they have pushed the government to the wall. The government is looking for any escape route that they can find. Remember, ASU has experienced this again and again. Labor should learn from ASU. In the year 2018 November, ASU started a strike. 2018 November. November, December, January, elections are coming in February. When the federal government was pushed to the wall and they were just about to make a commitment to us, they invited us and said, okay, don't worry, elections are coming up, please call off the strike, and we agree, we're going to meet your demands. Just call off this strike. Because ASU members, academic staff, are the returning officers. They are there as presiding officers. They are there doing one thing or the other. They needed them for the election. They just made some fantastic promises to them, and they called off that strike February 2019. As soon as they called off, they gave the government a sigh of relief. Nothing was implemented. That agreement was not implemented to this day. If it had been implemented, we would not be having incessant strikes since 2019. ASU had boxed the federal government to the wall, but suddenly they just allowed them to escape. As soon as they escaped, Buhari was no more listening to ASU. In fact, he will tell you, I'm not aware of what is happening. ASU will be on strike 5 months. Go and ask the president. He said, I'm not aware. So lecturers are on strike in this country. I'm not aware. I'm not aware. That's what he used to say in the news. I'm not even aware. So it is unfortunate, and it will be really unfortunate if Labour releases the federal government and they escape. When you've gotten the government by the jugular, yes, you should not let go.
Okay.
One of my friends was attacked by a pit bull dog.
Okay.
A pit bull is a very strong dog. The teeth of that dog can tear the tires of a car.
Oh my.
Can use his teeth and tear the tire of your car, to tell you how strong that dog is. He grabbed my friend by the hand. And my friend did not know what to do. But God helped him with his right hand. He grabbed that pit bull by the jugular. He told me he did not let go because it was a matter of life and death. He held the pit bull by the jugular, by the neck, with all his might because it was a matter of life and death. Held it, held by that neck, by the jugular, held it and did not let go until the pit bull stopped breathing. And he let go, the pit bull was dead. Now NLC, TUC, we have road transport workers cooperating, total shutdown of the national grid. And you have the oil sector, no pain cooperating. You have virtually every segment. In fact, what even pains me most is that the medical and health workers joined this strike fully. I saw on video, I saw patients being discharged from different hospitals all over the country because there were no doctors and no nurses on duty and they were leaving. Some of us who had medical appointments had to look elsewhere. I tell you, you'll be on your own next time when you call for any strike.
Prof, I have this question, please.
Yes, go ahead.
The common Nigerians are actually facing it real hard, although they have been facing it even before this very strike. And again, this cause it is to relieve Nigerians. Again, the strike is biting too hard again on common citizens. What do you suggest?
Before I got to his own, and I went to some other shops, and I didn't see customers there. Where are the customers? In fact, are the customers also on strike? But, because when there is a shutdown, in a strike, a nationwide strike, it affects everybody. So even the kose seller, the masa seller by the road, used to rely on those workers going to work early in the morning, they stop to buy kose. Or those children that are going to school now because there is strike. They're not going to school, the workers are not going, nobody's buying the kose. They have just stayed in the houses or go some other place. Maybe those who had time, had money to go and join in a peaceful protest. And so the kose seller is affected. The masa seller is affected. The man hawking goods on the street is affected because workers have stayed in the houses. They have refused to come out. So who is going to buy the things they're displaying? So the average Nigerian is affected. Everybody is affected. Now, the solution is that the federals, the majority of unemployed youths in Nigeria, if they come out on the streets, they will not listen to anybody because they have no leader who is going to talk to them.
Should there be a union for unemployed?
For the unemployed.
Yes.
It will have the largest followership in Nigeria. It will have the largest number of members because you'll be talking about 40 million Nigerians. You'll be talking about 50 million Nigerians. You'll be talking about maybe 70 million Nigerians who are unemployed and underemployed. Underemployed are the ones that seem to have a job, but they collect 10,000, 20,000 a month. They are underemployed because they are not even paying them even the minimum wage. Some of them don't get even half or quarter of the minimum wage, so they are unemployed.
All right, Prof, before I let Barrister talk, it's time for a short break. We'll go for that, and when we come back, please, our listener is going to be, again, fantastic. Stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune into Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here.
And I'm so happy. I remain yours, Ishi Adamu Kobi. If you like, in the studio it has been Barrister Paul Zaruma and Professor Paveno H. Bahmayi. So you may want to be a part of it already. You can connect with us on our Facebook page at Unity Radio FM/TV Jaws. Please draw your comments. I'll get to read them when the time comes. And for text messages, 08084789999. For live studio line is 07032353315. If you call, just tell me your name, your location, and then let's have your submission in all in 1 minute. But of course, you need to help us and stay away from any comment or statement that will not support our visions to promoting peaceful coexistence. And so that is how it is. The studio line is connecting. It's booting at the moment. So I'll just go through to let Barrister Paul Zaruma to say a word even before the studio line boots.
Well, I just want to take it on from where Prof stopped. You see, if you look at what is happening in Nigeria, truly the government should approach this issue sincerely, not in the situation where they will be telling citizens to make sacrifices that they themselves are not making. They should try to lead by example. They should lead from the front, and they should be the first to make sacrifices. Cost of governance must be checked. We cannot be talking about building yachts, renovation of National Assembly when the situation doesn't call for it, buying of expensive SUVs for members of National Assembly, and so on and so forth. And then we also see their children living flamboyant life, their family members and relations living flamboyant life, like in the case of Buhari's regime, when a recharge card seller became a multi-billionaire, if not a trillionaire. So you can see that some of these are the sacrifices we expect from the government. And you remember when the son of Buhari had accident with a power bike. You know, it was costed over 60-something million, if I still get the figure right. You know, these are, and then you keep telling Nigerians to make sacrifices, and then you see family members going for personal things on presidential fleet. You know, these are sacrifices that we must see it on ground, that politicians should check the cost of governance. This is no longer time, it's no longer suitable for politicians to be going on international trips with so many members in their entourage. You know, it's unnecessary. Right. It's very, very unnecessary. So governments should check the cost of governance. They should start making the sacrifice before they tell common Nigerians to make sacrifice. And that will help us not to nosedive into a situation where we will have this unemployed and underemployed coming out, just like Prof rightly pointed out. Because those ones doesn't have a leader. That's why you see during the NSAS, there was no people to meet with. Everybody was claiming leadership of NSAS. So as government are meeting with these other people, other protests, and government should do the needful, and in solving the problem, government should go out in both wholesale and retail, not looking at not all Nigerians as civil servants. The searchlight should be beamed on Nigerian citizens at large.
All right. Thank you, Barrister Paul Zaruma. All right, let's begin. Our first caller. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Okay, I barely can hear you. 070-3235-3315. In the studio, it has been Professor Povenu H. Bamayi and Barrister Paul Zaruma. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for calling.
Good, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
This is Benedict calling from Senegal.
All right, Benedict, let's have you in a minute.
Thank you very much. You see, like I called you this morning on breakfast show.
Yes.
Nigerian problem has just begun. The only hope Nigeria had is just very, very little. Very personal, if you ask me.
Okay.
And that is on the level. Personally, me, I can speak to you this morning.
Yes.
I have sometimes back too many people with less confidence in this level. Yes, the organized level, under the leadership of Amin Waba and Joe Ajero, the two of them are just weak. They're just disappointment in as much as the issue of labor union is concerned.
Yes.
So let me tell you the fears now that I had. Last week, the best president of Nigeria, Tafe told Nigeria in the newspaper has it now, please, I thought to be corrected, that Ashwaji Ahmed Tinubu, Excellency the President of Nigeria, have attracted foreign investment of $20 billion, just 1 year, $20 billion, not $20 billion, $20 billion. And yesterday, the news also has it that the same president also has also borrowed up to the tune of 200 trillion naira since to become the president of Nigeria. All these things have to be corrected, but I believe I have this particular story on the newspaper and also on the radio. Now, putting these figures side by side, having this collected this amount of money and some certain internally generated amount of money in this country. My question as a taxpayer, my question to that in Nigeria is that, where has this money gone to? Which bank has they deposited this money? How has this money, all this amount of money, billions and trillions of naira, how has it affected the common man in the street? We also going to have the same thing around 100 billion February when you borrow money and come and share in the name of social investment program. What people they say they don't do anything to just transfer money into them, and then opening a corruption, an institution of corruption even in the federal government. Now, the labor people that are actually moving this particular government are moving the common nation. They are asking for just peanuts out of the billions of naira they've been spending and have been borrowing and have been and have been sharing among the political elite of this country. What I'm saying in essence is this: if Nigeria does not stand up to say enough is enough of all these shenanigans and multitudes and corruption and all this governance in the highest level, I think I want to say that the suffering, that the punishment, that the hunger in this country has just begun. Nigeria at the breach of because Nigeria is at the life support to this country. Nigeria should be stand up and say enough is enough. The punishment the country is just getting this too much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Benedict. Again, 070-3235-3315. All right. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for calling.
Yeah, this is Leo, the radio senator, calling from Akata.
Thank you, Leo, for calling. You have a minute.
Yes. On the issue of this labor strike and the federal government, I think I must commend federal government for coming up with this offer agenda they can offer leadership. And my reason is, the labor has been so crisis about this issue of struggling for the masses. You know, labor needs the whole thing. It is not today. It is not about increasing the salary.
Okay, apologize. Radio Senator, you may need to call us back. 070-3235-3315. Hello?
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you. Your name?
This is Alexander calling from DOS.
All right, it's good to have you. Go on in a minute.
I want to talk about the issue of labor.
Please go on.
Labor should continue the strike. And the most important thing is not their minimum wage.
All right.
They should tell government all those commodities. They should bring the price down.
All right.
Even though the federal government paid them 1 million naira and they come to market, the bag of rice is 130,000 naira. A mood of fish is 2,000 plus. At the end of the day, you buy nothing with that money. Let our economy be down.
All right.
Let the refinery, River State, Patako refinery be working.
Okay.
Let the price of fuel be controlled. So that we can able to do something. Whatever they pay you, whatever you have, you can able to do something with it.
Okay.
Look at the bag of cement today is how much? How much would they pay you that you can be the house of your own? They should fight over economics. Let the things be cheap so that the common man can able to buy something. When you go to market with 1,000 naira, you can buy something with it.
All right.
Not only their minimum wage. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much. For text messages 0808 478 9999. Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos. Hello, good morning. Good morning.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes. Okay, it's still not good for us to continue. Radio Senator, apologies. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you for calling.
My name is Masu Okoro-Craft. I'm calling from Great Educational Center here, Anglo Just to say good morning, sir.
Thank you.
Well, the Labour, at least this is the first time the President ISCO or the President of the whole Federation have done the needful. The needful in the sense that they say this is what they want, this is what Nigeria wants. The Nigerian government should know that human beings are just I don't know. Government is taking symptoms instead of the causes. One, just to remove those subsidies that just bring back petrol price the way it is. Bring back electricity price the way it is now. They put all the things that cushion the effect in place before you talk about the revolution. So, even though they pay Nigeria 150,000 naira as minimum, it cannot go anywhere. Government should go to the market, find out how much the bank. Now, think of a family of 5. Father, mother, 3 children. How many? A loaf of bread is how much? Just for only bread. You want to take 3 slices of bread. For a meal, a loaf of bread, the real loaf of bread and all this carry group. Loaf of bread is 1,005. Now, if you eat that one, you buy the medicine attached to it. Now, how much? Now, look at the students' fee. The student exam fee from the exam body subsidies at 58,000. Not talking about the separate exam fee. Now, you see what you are talking about? Nigeria is an oil producing country. Look at short. It is a test me as a human being. Look at Ukraine. That's a serious war with Russia. Ukraine is still sending food to other countries, and Nigeria is not fighting any war. Common breakfast, government cannot provide. Common lunch, common dinner, what are you saying? Government should know that human beings are the dividends of it. If they fail to do the needful, that is question mark.
Thank you.
Go back to the basis. I don't know what's wrong with the so-called the crime. They remove the matter.
Thank you. On our Facebook page, Aminu Abdullahi Shwabu say good morning, Beatrice, Kobi, Adamu, and the barrister in the studio. I'm watching you live from Rikers in Cementi. I think government should consider about the situations of the country, most especially about the insecurity, economic hardship, and labor strike to bring an end of this suffering to Nigerian citizens. May Allah bless you all. Always keep it up. Thank you, Shabu. And Elkanah Moses, this issue of corruption in this country is high time we stop it by making the right decisions. Thank you, Elkanah. And Abubakar Nasiru says, God bless. Okay, glad to be here. Thank you. Abubakar. And Ismail Isa said, good morning, Mr. Kobe, Professor and Barrister Paul Zaruma. Really, it's lovely. You describe exactly how just main market was. How I wish our experienced governor could invite investors to rebuild the market. However, if Labour worry about the suffering of Nigerian people, why our respective senators and reps member do the same? Thank you at Ismail Isa. And Yaran Chasawa, good morning, my people. That's on our Facebook page. Hello, good morning.
Good morning or good evening.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you. And from the barrister.
Welcome.
Good morning.
I'm Mr. Ike Kalo calling you from Olguchi.
Thank you, Musa Ike. Go on in a minute, please.
Okay. You see, whether we like it or not, we have gotten it wrong already.
Okay.
That is why we keep on saying, let's reconvene and find a direction that we are to do. All these things we are saying, doesn't we have representatives? In as far as democracy is concerned, just me and you own that democracy. Where are our representatives? Have any of them paid for what me and you are receiving today? Can't we have a way of recalling them back? Teaching them what they're supposed to do? Is there anybody that comes back to your constituency to be inviting you on to the way to go on your participation? You see, labor is fighting. What are you fighting for? Even they say you are one. You do go to the market. On Kobe, you are in the private sector. Can the city not be able to pay you 100,000 in a year? In a month? Is it possible? When you are going to the market, the 30,000 naira that labor has fought before, up to today, some people, some states are not paying. Have they been able to ginger them to force them to pay? If you look at what is really wrong with us, whether we like it or not, we must reconvene. This issue of shouting, praising, the way to connect, suffering and smiling. That is what we are doing.
All right.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much for making good use of your time. Good morning, Unity crew. It was very unfortunate about what happened to the Jos Main Market. I always feel very sad when past there. You see, it was a Monday night, February 2002. At that same night, there was a curfew at 4 o'clock p.m. and the market has 3 steps of security guarding the market. That is military, police, and the Niger. Niger guard. Okay. How comes the fire broke out 11 p.m.? I am Kabir from Delimi. Oh, thank you. Our opening this morning says giving us a hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that. Thank you. I think the issue of Jos Main Market. This one too is another hit thing that if we will bring it on board, we'll have a lot of contributions from the very people who experienced it. Hello, good morning. Good morning. All right, 0703235315. Good morning, Kobe, and our amiable, consistent, and passionate analyst, Professor Bamayi, and Barrister Zaruma. Kudos always for the wonderful and objective analysis. I beg our labor leader not to call off the strike. They should not listen to people calling that they should call off the strike because of one reason or the other. Nigerians have suffered and there's no suffering we can't endure until the government do the needful. As our professor always inspired us, tough times never last, but tough people do. Peace is priceless. Let's live in peace. God bless Unity FM. God bless Nigeria. Christy Izang from Rukubarat. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Kudu.
Thank you for calling.
Professor Bamayi.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
Welcome.
God continue to bless you.
Amen.
Amen, sir.
Yes, I think we'll be calling from both you.
You have a minute. Go on, please.
You see, my take is I did mean the cost of governance has been reduced. I strongly believe Labour will understand the objective. But imagine the issue of national anthem just being passed within some days and without any delay. So those are some of the things that the government must do. Let them reduce the cost of governance. Because when you look at people that are supposed to serve us, are there to even, some of them are even there to serve their pocket. So on the other hand, the 494,000 naira is unrealistic. Even if the government will not pay that 494, for all we want, for the job for them to come together, since the table for their lodging is still, the door for their lodging is still open. You understand? Because all this will still bounce back on the common man.
Yes.
And why did I say this? Please? You see, the market we go to is not the market politicians go to. It's not the market our leaders go to. The bank we go to is not the bank they go to. Okay. The whole thing will still bounce back on the common man. So we are still calling on negotiation for the government and the federal government to come and dialogue. Because at the end of everything else, they must just have a
Yes.
So continue to bless you. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you. Nigerians, big shots, politicians don't go to bank, but banks go to them. Okay, good morning. Could be Prof. B and Barrister. I suggest NLC and TUC should never turn back on this strike, neither accept any plea from the government. Any mistake from NLC and TUC, Nigerians will lose confidence on them and will never have their support. They should go on with the strike. Amy Longs from Agingi. Oh, it's lovely from Agingi. Thank you. Good morning.
Hello. Good morning.
Thank you for calling. Your name?
My name is Ahmad. I'm calling from Himma Dai.
Oh, that's lovely. So, what's the situation there?
I want to thank you for all the wonderful and fantastic job you are doing in this country.
Most welcome.
God Almighty continue to bless you and strengthen you.
Amen.
Good morning, Professor.
Good morning.
Please, I want to comment on this issue of labor.
Okay.
The issue of Kobe,
Yes.
labor does not take power without something inside. Labor are the most harmful source of mischief for themselves. I think the labor union, labor leaders have not been colliding with criminal elements among the Nigerian politicians in terms of rigging elections and all sorts of malpractices. The politicians wouldn't have taken bad and also evil advantage of them. Now they are paying the price of their mistakes. If at all labor couldn't defeat themselves into Nigerian politics,
yes,
they wouldn't have found themselves on this very vicious cycle.
All right.
So you can see the fact that sometimes when you accuse somebody or you hate somebody, you are doing one bad thing or criminal or any kind of thing like that.
Yes.
At the end of the day, that person might come back against you.
Okay.
So labor should sorry for themselves.
Okay.
They should sorry for themselves.
All right.
They will like because of all these things that Nigerians face today. All the protests and the demonstrations they have been carrying in the past, they are doing it on behalf of the common market of this country. The answer is no.
Okay.
And the worst part of all, now that Nigerians are facing hardship in this country, the both of us are suffering it.
All right. Thank you.
The salary that they have been insisting on, are they not going to use the money at the end of the day to enter market and buy things?
Yes.
And the high cost of price that is affecting every Nigerian is also affecting them.
Thank you very much.
So they should sorry for themselves.
Thank you.
They are calling on them to stop implicating themselves into politics. That is the only time that they can fight their ground and then win it.
We appreciate you. Thank you
very
so much for calling. Okay, could be Prof. B, Barrister Z. Life is a blend of pains and gains, and no one will last forever. Those who are patient in pains and humble in gains will certainly have the best in life. Umbrella cannot stop the rain, but makes us stand in the rain with confidence. Oh God, whatever challenges we face, may you be a source of remedy for us. And this is coming from Hassan Garba. Thank you. The last I'll be reading, text message this morning says, "Good morning, presenter. My name is Ahmad Suleiman. I want the strike to continue until the government comes to terms with labor." Thank you. I will just let Prof and Barrister, starting from Barrister, as we say bye-bye on today's edition of Unity Trend. Barrister.
We want to encourage the government to look at the cries of Nigerians in general, not just workers alone. Let them also look at the plight of the citizens and make sure that they take some policies that are popular, that are acceptable, and they should also check the course of governance and make sure that this country is good for all of us.
All right.
And any of them that feel that he cannot handle the situation of Nigeria, I think the best option for them is to resign and give other people the chance to give it a try.
In a minute, Prof, please.
Well, I expect His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to meet with Labour directly, immediately, to resolve this crisis instead of sending the SGF or other minister. It shows that he doesn't care about what is happening in his country. It shows that he has no respect for the citizens of Nigeria and the plight of Nigerians. I give you an instance. 4 years ago, only medical interns only went on strike in Uganda. And the strike went into a few days. The president did not even know that anything was happening. He heard that the medical interns were on strike. His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni invited the leaders of the interns to a meeting in the presidential palace. One of them was my Ugandan daughter, Dr. Fina. They met with the president. The president said, "What is your problem? Why are you on strike?" They said, "This is what we want." The president said, "You have everything you want. So go and resume work." The president met with interns. When are we going to have Nigerian presidents meet with labor? Even with us, the presidents, they don't meet. They keep sending their boys and aides. It shows that they are not being servant leaders. I expect His Excellency Bola Ahmed Tinubu to cancel every engagement he has today. In fact, he should not even eat food. He should call NLC, TUC leaders and meet with them in Aso Rock today. It should not be tripartite committee. This is a matter of emergency. Airports are shut down, hospitals are closed down, all over crisis, all over the country, our schools are shut down. And then you're allowing tripartite committee in the midst of emergency in your country. You should meet directly with Labour as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces and say, "This is, what is your demand? Yes, this one, let's agree. Yes, I can give you 300,000, whatever." With the same zeal with which he says subsidy is gone. Okay. Let him go on air today and say from today, this is minimum wage. And Nigerians will be at peace.
Thank you so much, Barrister, for being in the studio. Professor, thank you so much. With all of this, you still find it worthy to be in the studio and make such a wonderful sacrifice. Okay, our listener and viewer, without you, we wouldn't be here. Thank you for always tuning to these very stations, and this is the much we can do. Remember, we have other programs lined up for you, especially our Fizzer community broadcast is coming your way, and just after it too, On the Road with Danjuma and Ray is coming your way. So please stay tuned and enjoy it. Tomorrow is going to be another lovely day. I look forward to seeing you. Stay tuned and bye-bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion?